Get exciting here. All right, guys. So this is our second founder frenzy, even though I've been talking with you guys all along and we've been getting really excited about stuff going on. We're going to talk about my exclusive incentive. Did everybody see that I sent you? I know you did, Megan. Did you see the exclusive? Jenna, you saw it? Yeah. So, Bobby, did you see it?
Yes, I did. Sorry, I'm frantically looking for bug spray.
Oh, no, get the bug spray. Yeah, I know the bugs are bad here. I can't imagine what they're like up in Jackman. Bobby, you need to scroll up and look at, because I posted it earlier, and it's good. I mean, it's good. So here's the thing. It all became in, Matt is crying about the basement, that there's so much junk down there. So Anna has big stuff. I don't know why I'm holding it, but I have big Pampered Chef stuff. So if you look in there, I have, and I'm not doing this to everybody. The whole team doesn't get this. I'm just giving this to you guys so that we make this happen this month. That when you recruit somebody, and it's first come, first serve. So, you know, Marissa, you recruit somebody tonight, I'll say, okay, girl, what do you want out of the stash? That one's yours. And then Megan, when you recruit somebody, what do you want out of the stash? That's yours. But I'm also offering it to, and so Katrina, I will go through Katrina on your team, because that's also another option, is that when you have your new people come in, when they help somebody get started, they get in on it too. But just you guys, nobody else. It's just you guys and your teams, so that we can get to the finish line this month. And again, it's by the 18th of the month. What?
Does Cassie count?
No, because I started it today and Cassie started the other day. Don't try to weasel that in.
Sure when
it's now, Katrina, starting now.
Okay.
I know you girls are competitive. It's going to be on. Did you see what's in there? Bubble waffle pan.
No, I'm driving.
I have the wok. I have the big multi-prep grater, which I love that. I mean, these are big, expensive things. So, you know, and if you
looking at my phone.
If you have everything already, that's the nice thing too, is I even have a rock crock in here, guys. But if you have everything already, these are great incentives for you, for your team as well. So you want to get those. But so it's a win-win. I need to clear it out, but then you guys also get it. So this is all about adding new people. Okay, so we're going to talk about show me your pages. Who's getting the prize for the most names on their homework?
Here.
Did you get it out of your brain, Megan? Marissa?
No. Should I do it now?
I think
Marissa.
Jesus. See, Marissa did her homework. I know. Who was Jenna, did you do your homework?
Good job. Good job, Marissa.
Where's your homework, Jenna? I gave this to you like 5 days ago.
You like it?
No, where are the people?
That's my homework, Anna.
Oh, my God.
That's mine.
Hey,
Agita.
I went 2 12-hour
No,
shifts
you gotta
at the
open
nursing
it,
home
honey.
this weekend.
Agita. How many names do you have on yours, Katrina?
I'm pretty sure. Show it to you. I'm still driving.
For crying out loud.
I have one name.
I did this at work today.
All right, I think Marissa wins. I do see it, but Marissa wins. I'm sorry. Because Marissa has more names. All right, ding, ding, ding. Marissa, you get a prize. I'm going to send you something. Yay, but here's the thing. Ladies, if you want to be a founder, you need to get your list down. Because we need somewhere to start from. So I'm going to give everybody else an extra 24 hours. Jenna. Hi, honey. All right. So everybody else gets an extra 24 hours, because what I'm going to train you on tonight, you're going to need that list to go from, because that's where we're going to have to get, going with this. But what are we talking? We talked about bookings last week. We're going to talk about recruiting this week and adding to our team, because here's the deal. When we talk about being this director team, there's a couple things. I want to let you guys know what it means and what we need to have, and we'll just review that real quick. So the requirements to be a director for this month is that you have to submit at least $750 in sales. That is not an issue for any of you, I know. You also need to submit $5,000 as a team. Here's what I know is the amount of shows and bookings and sales that you guys are doing on your own, that I'm not really that concerned about that either. What we need to have is 5 people other than yourself to be active, meaning they each have to put in at least $150 in sales in this month. Okay, so let's just think about that. If you have 5 of them that put in at least 150, what's 5 times 150? 750? Who's the math major?
Yes.
Yes, 750.
Yes.
Okay, so there's 750 in sales right there. That's minimum if your 5 people do that, at least that 150. Here's the thing. I know with a launch party and everything else, we can get your 5 active this month. What we need to worry about right now, you guys have been working on the bookings. You're having a great start with that. We need to get the people. That's where we need to focus right now. And that's why I want to jump right into that this month or this week is to add the people and stuff. And again, I want you guys to remember, and we're going to talk about this, when you're adding people and offering this, remember we go back to the chocolate chip cookie story? We're not doing anything to anybody. We just want to make sure, I'm going to promise you, how many of you here signed up and came right up to the person that recruited you and said, yes, please, I want to do this? How many of you were asked before? How many of you came right up, but how many people of you were asked by your recruiter if you wanted to do this, and that's when you said yes? You were asked like 5 times, Jenna. Don't even tell me that. I asked you 5 times. Yes. Marissa, were you asked?
No, I wasn't.
You did bump up to Shannon and said, I want to do it.
I just said, hey, I want to do it.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is a good lesson for us. So we've got 5 of you on here. 1 out of the 5 came right up and said that. I'm going to tell you that it's probably more, if I looked at my list of it, it's probably more like 1 in 30 people will actually come up to you. The majority of the people that are going to sign up have to be asked because for whatever reason, they don't think they can. They don't think it's for them. They don't know why it's a good, they don't even know that that's an option. So we've got to do the ask, and that's what we're going to talk about. I'll tell you, I was a Marissa, though. I was one that said I booked the party and then was thinking I needed some extra money. And then sort of in the meantime, I called my recruiter, who's no longer a consultant anymore. But I said, Julie, I think I want to do this. And I think she peed herself. But so that was that. So that's just so you know, we've got to do the asking. So recruiting has got to be an active offering. That's what we're going to do is we're just offering people this. So let's talk. Let me go in. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go with the PowerPoint because then it makes it better that you're not just looking at me really big in there because my hair, I don't know what I even look like after this day. Okay, so this is, so we're doing our founders. Okay, so here's some things to think about. Let me just make sure this is the first slide. Okay, when we talk about recruiting, here's what I want you to do. It is not a big deal. Don't make it one. A lot of times we think like, like to ask people to be a recruit, a new consultant, like it's a huge, big deal. Don't make it that because it's really not. You're just offering them. You guys know you came in, you started your business, you're rocking and rolling it, came right in and busted out. Like it's not that big of a deal if you really think about it. So don't make it a big deal and make sure when you're asking that you're asking in a way that it's just sort of, yeah, why don't you think about, doing this and just sort of a real casual kind of ask. 2 things, though, that I want to make sure that we talk about, and this, again, goes back to the chocolate chip cookie story. There's 2 parts of recruiting, the informing and the inviting. Okay, remember that because what usually happens is consultants do one or the other. So you can remember the informing was it Marissa I was using as the or was it Whitney I was using as the thing with the chocolate chip cookie story last time about the informing. Telling you, was it you, Marissa? I was telling you how great the cookie was. It was melty. It was perfect. It was da-da-da-da-da. That's all the informing, telling her how wonderful it is. But what we need to make sure is we do the inviting too. So you've got to do both. You've got to do the informing and then the actual inviting. And what does the inviting mean? Remember the question, what do you need to make sure that when you're inviting or you're doing the ask that it has on the end of it for it to count? Jenna, I see you mouthing it.
Question.
A question mark, right. It can't be, you would be great at this. You should really do that. That's not an ask. An ask is, would you like to be a consultant? You know, have you thought about doing this before? That's the actual ask. Make sure there's a question mark on it. And here's the other thing, and this is why you've got to have that list, is because it's all about the numbers. It's not, this is, again, it's not magic. It's just math. It's all about the numbers. You've got to go through and have enough people that you're asking. 1 in 10 people that you ask will say yes. That's the numbers. So if you tell me I can't get anybody, and here's the cool thing. I remember having I had a chart when I wanted to be a director. I remember starting this. She gave it to me. And so it had 10 things across, 10, 10, 10. And so every time I asked a person, I put them in the block. And then I would highlight when they actually signed. So when I went through, it might be like the 14th person said yes, but then also the 17th person said yes. So really, if I went through that full thing and counted back, it was 1 in 10. Those numbers, it just doesn't lie. That's really the numbers. Okay, so 1 in 10. When we talk about successful recruiting, I wanted you guys to see this too. Like when you're looking ahead, and you guys, again, you guys are in this. We're not flash in the pan. I keep saying, like, you guys are here to build a business. If you are recruiting less than 6 people a year, you're going to be going backwards in wherever you are with your status. If you have 7 to 11 people that you're recruiting in a year, you may struggle some months on keeping your director status, that kind of thing. 12 to 17 a year, so that's like 1 to 1.5 a month. You know, you're going to be having a consistent team. But again, if you're focusing on 2 a month, you're going to have strong growth, and that's where thing. Again, with what we do with virtual, I think you can definitely do more than that even. But that's just sort of some numbers for you to keep in mind as well. One of the things, too, I always talk about is that the Pampered Chef opportunity that we have is probably the best product that we have to offer. And so I talk about it that way. You know, when we talk about the, we're going to start talking about it at parties, how we're going to recruit from parties, but we're going to, you know, we talk about, there's maybe a certain product that you love, that you talk about all the time. Like, you got to make sure that you always tell about this one product. That's how you need to talk about the business opportunity. It's the same thing. It's just a product that we have. It's an opportunity, and it's just a solution to one of their problems, like a good product is. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, here's just something that people will talk about, but just to think about this, I want you to ingrain this in there, that at every party, we're going to talk about recruiting at the party first, then we're going to go back to your list and do out of the blue. But because all of you are running parties, there is a recruit at every one of your parties, but the question is there a recruiter? So that's something to keep in mind. Are you doing the active things? And we're going to talk about what those are, but, you know, are you making sure that you're looking for those recruits at your parties? So here's some different ways that you do this. And when we talk about recruiting at parties, you want to build relationships. You want to be, you know, make sure that you're responding. It's fun. You're building relationships as you're greeting your guests. You're responding to their messages if you're not in jail. Does it look like you're having fun? Or are you being stressed? Are you posting on there that, oh my gosh, I'm not even having trouble to, you know, some people see that'll be negative. I'm having such a hard time posting or whatever. Like, I would not go on my parties right now and go, oh my gosh, this sucks, I'm in Facebook jail. Like, I'm not going to say that to them because I know it's going to pass and it's going to move on. So, you know, make sure that you're engaged. You know, engage them with questions. They love to talk about themselves. That's the biggest thing you can do. Is that's how you're going to create these relationships. Is this your first virtual parties? What products do you have already? What stone is your favorite? That kind of thing. Now, create the intriguing intro. A lot of you have done this already. We talked about that video, remember, that you added on with your parties. So again, this is very basic why we start. And this is where we talk about it being intriguing, that you want to make it short and sweet, leaving them to want more. So I've been with Pampered Chef for this long. I originally joined. I'll tell you what, this business has turned into so much more than that, and I'll tell you more about that in a little later. Let's get going. So if you notice with my video, I don't really get into the whole what this business has done for me until one later on. But it's definitely a way to, you know, just to sort of intrigue them. But this is what will make you, will help to make you be, what do I want to say, relatable. That's a big thing. I think that people can look and say, oh my gosh, you know, Katrina's got this crazy full-time job and look at her rocking this, or Bobby's got, you know, her job and her family and everything else, and this business is something that she can fit into her life. You know, that's where, you know, where they were always looking at me is that, oh, well, Anna's a stay-at-home mom and she's still able to work and do everything else. You know, just it helps them, people, to sort of relate to you. So, and again, telling your story, how life has improved now. Talk about the you language. That's something that I remember learning in a writing class in college, but was about that, you know, when you wrote things, that it wasn't an I, but to focus it more on you and to the other person, because it captures them more. So when we're talking about telling our story, to sort of talk about it, but to say that you can make this kind of money, you can earn these free products, you know, just talking about using the you language, so it pulls them in. It's subconscious, that it sort of helps them to visualize themselves in this as well. So there's 4 different ways that you're going to plant these seeds throughout. And again, I think it's in the template, but you know, as you start personalizing the template and stuff, even to yourself, or the different posts that you do, you know, these are the things that are going to entice people. They're going to love it because of the income, the flexibility, the products, right? The free products and the discounts. How many people do you have ask you, like, do you get discounts too? Or what kind of free products? But then also the heart tug, you know, that's that I can say, you know, I was able to stay home with my girls, you know, all through their school. I was the one to drop them off and pick them up every day after school, you know, and just that kind of a heart tug. Or that I was able to take them to Disney all these times, you know, that I was able to cut them my job, take my family to Disney. You know, that's a heart tug, you know, to some people, because they're never able to actually do that. So let's talk about, you're also going to have what we call red flag customers or guests. Okay. So think about in your parties, who do you think, let's talk about the different kinds of people that you would consider to be a red flag customer or guest. Any ideas? Somebody in the party that maybe would raise a red flag to you, that they would be somebody that we need to talk to about the business. Nobody has any ideas?
Well, anybody who's engaging.
What did you say, Megan?
I think anybody who's engaging in the party is going to be a red flag.
Yeah, absolutely. That they're very interested and involved in the party. Yeah.
They ask a lot of questions when you post something about ask about my business.
Yeah. Ask a lot of questions about the business. Any other ideas?
Someone who just had a baby and they want to stay home with a baby.
Yes. So when
I've had that one.
Yeah. So when you get that personal kind of stuff, somebody that's lost their job or wants to stay home, or when you hear that from them, absolutely. That's all the stuff that you get from that building a relationship that you wouldn't get if you were just sort of, you know, again, schlepping your stuff around. So let's talk about, so yes, who would you think? Guests who are commenting, playing on everything, that they indicate that they need extra money, like that they, you know, the baby kind of thing. Maybe that person that says, how many of them, you know, I'll say that one thing about what would they want to get for half off, and they say they want everything. Oh my gosh, I need everything. That's somebody that I want to talk to, because this is a great way to get that. And how about the person that loves to cook, that says, oh my gosh, yep, cooking's my thing. Well, why not make some money by, you know, working in something that they're passionate about? That's what's sort of exciting too. So here's what we talk about. You know, we talk about with the business, a lot of times it was, and this again was a lot when we were doing cooking shows, but it's fishing for whales. That's what we would talk about. Because the thought being, if I asked somebody if they wanted to book a party and they said, nope, I have no time, there's no way I could host a party. It's hard to go from that to, because we know doing a business is a little bit more commitment. So if I ask them if they want to book a party and they say, nope, I don't have any time, it's really hard for me to ask them if they want to become a consultant. So really talking about asking them when you get those red flags, trying to go in for the business question first. So thanks so much for being here. I can't help but notice how much fun you're having. You're so involved. Thank you. I wanted to ask you, because I'd love to have your energy on my team. Have you thought of making some extra money by doing what I do? So again, going in with that when you've got those red flags. Do you guys want me to post this verbiage in our chat? Would that be helpful? Okay. And then of course, if the answer is no, then don't let it go from there, but ask about the booking then. I totally get it, whatever their answer is. How about hosting a party like this with me of your own? You'll end up getting lots of free products and extra discounts. What do you think? And again, who here hosted a party before they signed up? Jenna? Bobby, yeah. I mean, so that's part of it too. And that's what my thought is, if I can get them to book a party and they have so much fun and they really, you know what I mean? They really get all into it. That's when we can really I can talk to them again about being the business. And here again, I tell you guys, and I've told each one of you this, if you have a lead to say to them, what do you say to them? If you have a, do you mind if I have my friend Anna, don't call me your director because that'll freak them out, joins us in a 3-way messenger chat. She's been around forever and could figure out if this may be a good fit for you. I know Katrina, we've done that. Bobby, I've done that with you with people tomorrow. And then we just do it. Again, a 3-way conversation. I mean, it doesn't have to be it's just a messenger chat. So it doesn't really need to be scheduled. You could just do it right then. And, you know, that's what I love about it. If I'm not on right then or they're not on, just shoot me a message to let me know. The other thing that I can tell you that I would love to do is to start some activity with some screenshots too. When you start asking people I want to start getting some activity going in our message line. Maybe we'll have another incentive about that to show us some screenshots of words that you're saying. Katrina, again, is a big one with that she'll send me the screenshot of the conversation she's having with people and say, what should I say next? Or what should I do? I mean, because I can definitely do that too, and sort of walk you through that. And some of them have been successful. This we're not going to talk too much about because this was on last week's call because we talked about asking your host, remember? So talking about asking your host those 5 times, we went through all this, and this slide is in our chat already too. Let's talk about out of the blue, and this is where I want you guys to start and to be working on too with your chart. Okay, so those of you that don't have your chart ready, you've got till tomorrow, 24 hours to get it going, because this is going to be your script that you're going to do, because I'm going to challenge you. Again, we want to get this going. If you guys want this free, I need this pile of free stuff, all these big products out of my office. So I want to be posting them out and mailing them out to you guys when you're adding new people. You've got to go out and do those asks. But here's the word, and I am going to challenge you to ask 5 people a day this week. Okay, to send this message to 5 people a day out of the blue. So that means it's your friends and family that we would be putting in that chart. So if somebody was in there that said that you were thinking, I know that they need extra money, the message you would say is, hi, Sue. So I know this is totally out of the blue, but I was just thinking about you and how you just said you were looking for some extra money, or that I know that you were just, talking about that money was tight right now, or whatever. My Pampered Chef business is going crazy right now. This could be exactly what you're looking for. You could do virtual parties, everything right from your phone. I'll teach you. Is this something you'd like to talk more about? Okay, so that's your verbiage right there. If it's one that they love to cook, right? We talked about that. That could be one of them. So I know it's totally out of the blue, but I was just thinking about you and how you're cooking so much. This, we're making this so amazing. All these amazing dishes lately. My Pampered Chef business is going crazy right now, and this could be something. You could parties only, even right from your phone or computer. I'll teach you. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can take whatever that quadrant is from your list and plug it right in there. I was thinking about you and how you said this, and we've just got to get those conversations out there and asking them. Okay? Any questions about that? This is where we're creating frenzy, guys, because we get the frenzy is going to be in our activity. That's where that's gonna have to happen. So we are going to be like balls to the wall this whole week, just really going through and asking as many as we can. Because again, I know if you go through and you ask 5 people, if you could ask 5 people and have 5 two-way conversations a day this week, even if we just do Monday through Friday, that's 25. My expectation would be that you would have 2 new recruits this week. That's what that's the numbers, 1 in 10. But you've got to do, I can't do the questions for you. You guys have to do that. Okay, so that's 5, and then we're talking about your parties you've got going on too. And I know, Jenna, I'm like seeing yours there. You've got tons of engagement in some of yours too. So your parties are rocking and rolling too. You've got a lot of good engagement people there. And remember, Jenna, these new consultants that you recruit, this is how you're going to get to Disney. Megan, Disney, right here. Bobby, Disney. That's how we're going to get there, is getting these recruits. Okay, here's one thing that I will tell you, and Katrina can tell you, this is something, sometimes you have those people that we're talking back and forth with and stuff, and you can never get them to just say yes. These are 2 things that I do regularly. It's, do you need more information about the business or just how to get started? That's the one question that we're talking about, getting them off the fence. That's one thing that I ask them right up front, because again, we can be diarrhea of the mouth. Jenna, was it you that we just had? Did you just have a recruit lead, Jenna? Who just asked?
The one I had set up a 3-way.
But was it somebody that we were talking about? Somebody sent me a message that they talked to the, oh, maybe, no, you know what? It was Nicole Brown. She sent me a message that she was doing some screenshots and showed me what she talked to this woman about. And she went right into, and I did not know much about what the conversation was ahead of time, but she went right in and said, you can earn $800 to $1,000 a month, And regularly, I would not do that unless I knew money was their heart tug. I wouldn't talk to them about how much they could actually make, because sometimes what happens is, again, we can have diarrhea of the mouth about this. If you have somebody, Megan, that all of a sudden goes, yeah, I totally want to do that. I'm telling you what I would do. They would hear everything about Pampered Chef. Bobby knows this because we've had that conversation. Talk about money and talk about the trips you can earn and all the free products and we just talk about all this. And what happens is we can talk them right out of this. You can talk them right out of the opportunity. So you really want to find out what they are interested in. So my question a lot of times is, do you need more information about the business or just how to get started? Because they may say, you know what, Megan, I just want to know, what do I need to do to get started? And you just go ahead and get them signed up. They don't need to know anything else. We'll get them going. Or they may need, and if they say they need more information about the business, my question then is, well, what kind of questions do you have? Because maybe it is about how much do they need to do to be active? Maybe, and that again is when you get into the screenshots, ask me and I'll tell you what to sort of follow that up. But that's a good question right there to sort of find out where they're going with that. But again, if they really can't give you an answer, that what's holding you back is something that I ask a lot. To just sort of see what it is, to find out what it is that's holding them back. Because maybe what's holding them back is not relevant. I can talk to them and say, you know what, that's really, totally understandable, but that's not even like an issue, and we can work that out that way too. Okay. So this is, I highlight those on the side. This is not really your homework because I'm sort of giving you another homework. Okay. So, all right. Who has questions? Anybody have questions about any of this? Are you excited? Are you excited to go balls to the wall? Like, we're going crazy frenzy this week. Because this is the week. We're at the 10th, 9th, or 10th. Like, we have 2/3 of the month left to go, which is plenty of time. If we go through and we can do. I'm telling you again, there are consultants that have become directors in this quick of time. That is I without a doubt can tell you that that can happen. Absolutely. And again, we need 3 of you to make it happen for this month. So that's where the pile of products are. Look at the list because there's good stuff. Did you look at it, Bobby? Yeah, because I want to post it up and send it up. All you have to do, again, get the people signed up. Get the people ready. I will jump in and help and do everything else. Their training and everything else. So if you're thinking I will do all of that for you to get them going, and then we'll get that, and then, we'll work towards that, putting you in that director, position later.
I'm ready. My job ends tomorrow.
It does?
Yeah, I'm working at school. Our last day of school is tomorrow.
Our kids have like a whole nother week or something.
Yeah, well, we live in Jackman. There's no snow days here.
You just go. You hook them up in the trail. Really? You don't have snow days up there?
No, the kids ride their snowmobiles to school.
They do here too, but we get snow days. Not everybody has the snow, but that's the funnest thing is when you have a little parking lot of snowmobiles outside the high school.
Yeah. No, there's no snow days here. They had 0 this year.
Isn't that crazy?
That's why tomorrow's our last day. So I have all week to work.
Good. Balls to the wall, Jenna. That's it. I hope nobody's any kids around. They're gonna be quoting that now. That's probably not a good thing.
Probably better than some of the stuff I say.
Yeah, right. So good. Okay, so your homework is, so Marissa, you've got your list. So now you have I'm going to post what that verbiage is. So you just sort of do it. And that's your thing, is to make 5, to do 5 of them. Just start. And if you want to do more than 5, get them out there. Go ahead and do them all. But that's what we just need to do, as many as we can, because it's just a numbers game. If we don't do enough, we're not going to have enough answers there. So, and keep track of all of them. But, and again, we just gave you tons of information on how to work with your new consult, or your parties too. Because remember, tomorrow on the template is everybody online, or like on track now on the schedule, right? Jenna, you're on schedule? Who was out of the whack last week? They're like, oh, I must not have. Oh, I think it was Whitney had said she had done. Megan, you were out of whack too?
Yeah.
So tomorrow night, though, what would you do with an extra $500 a month? That post goes on tomorrow. So that's a good one always to follow up with them. And again, you have the verbiage on the to-do list of what to message them. So, okay. Because you guys are booking and you're selling. So we just have to do the recruiting.
Okay.
Huh?
Is that tomorrow or Tuesday for the $500? I thought it was Tuesday. Maybe I'm off.
No, you're right, Marissa. I lied. Yeah, tomorrow.
I have it for Tuesday.
Okay.
Tomorrow's what you would do with 500 with the 50% off. Tomorrow's the booking one.
Yes.
You're right. Just stay out of jail, girls. Listen, and I can't even tell you, like, if I told you don't comment too much, it really would not make any difference. There's nothing I could tell you to not do right now that would keep you in or out of jail. Unfortunately, it's ridiculous.
Wait, can you go to jail twice?
Oh yeah, you can get out and then go back in. Have you already been in jail?
Yeah, I don't want to go back though.
Yeah, you could. I've heard them. And poor Nicole Brown, I think she's going on 4 or 5 days of jail.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So what I did was I used that chat, like that chat thing that I shared that little video with you guys about. I have that going. My one other host is like MIA, but the one host put me in a chat and it's been working. Like I was able to say to them, go in and do. And so I haven't really told them, my guests even, that I'm in jail because I don't want to keep like that big chat in the group. Everybody's like, stop, it's blowing up my thing. I don't want to be like crazy posting in there. So I've just posted a couple things, to make sure that they knew, make sure you comment, make sure you do this. I don't know if I can friend request people while I'm in jail. I'm going to try that because maybe if I can try that and you can't friend request them.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't friend request. I couldn't comment and I couldn't like.
Yeah, that's where I am.
And that my Sin Share, it stopped my Sin Share. So I had to log out of my Sin Share and log back in to restart it.
Yeah. Well, the only reason that happens is because when you go in jail, they make you redo your password. And so when you redo your password, SynShare is unhooked from your Facebook. So that's why you've got to go back in and and just rehook it back up. So
yeah. So that was easy.
Yeah, it'll fix. I truly believe this is not going to stop us. And we can personally message people, so you guys can still be going crazy recruiting people.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Balls to the wall, Bobby. Go eat something, girl. I know you get to the point where you don't even want to anymore, right? You're like, I'm so tired, freaking. I can't hear you. Wait, you're muted.
Right now, it's like I'm just ready for bed.
Yeah, right. That's a good diet to be on. Just go to bed because you're tired. All right, girls. So we got an exciting week going. So let's do that. So you guys have 24 hours. I want to see some lists. Marissa and Jenna get calling on. Oh no, Jenna, you don't have your list. Katrina, get calling.
I'll call my one person.
Huh? You're one person? That is not going to create a team. Marty McFarty. All right. And then I want to move this back because I'm telling you, I got so much more stuff in the basement. Matt wants it out, and we're going to get new stuff coming up. So I don't have room for this. I don't know why I have all this stuff. So let's start moving it out. Okay?
I'm gonna earn it right now.
Do it.
Okay.
I want somebody to be calling me right now tonight with new recruits.
Well, I should have 2 this week.
Well, let's see who gets it first.
Ever friggin' signs up.
I know. Well, let's see who can get them first.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Have a great night. Thank you.
Bye.